People who have underestimated God Usopp, Soge King of Sniper Island, are going to pay, because we know that Elbaf is going to be his arc. He could genuinely get buggy levels of gas, buggy levels of bounty raise, and even surpass the bounty of the current Jinbei, Sanji, and Zoro come the end of Elbaf. We are gonna see Usopp pop off like nobody else, and as he should, because there's been so much hype and fervor for Usopp for quite a bit of time with the country of Elbaf. And personally, I think he's gonna roll heads. Woo! Whether it be literal or metaphorical, he's going to roll heads. Trust on that. And there are 5 key things I want to focus on here when it comes to Usopp and what we could be seeing in the future for him. So trust the process. Don't be like Frieza here. Don't be a naysayer.
I forgot about those other insignificant little bugs.
Frieza, I told you, and I've been telling you, you have to have God Usopp on your radar, because if you don't, Frieza may find himself in a very similar situation when he pulled up to planet Earth unprepared and then Trunks decimated him. And if you've been decimated online by malware, viruses, cookies, ad pop-ups, then this sponsor is for you. This video is brought to you by Surfshark VPN. Phishing attempts, cyber attacks, all the nasty hoo-ha malware and viruses that are out there in the World Wide Web. You need protection in your day-to-day life. Make sure that when you venture to these insane spots on the web, you are secure. And I know, my anime manga faithful, we go to some crazy, gnarly spots on the web. To each their own, but you do need a shield when you venture off into these dangerous parts of the woods. And let Surfshark VPN be that shield. Not only does it have anti-malware, antivirus features, but also it does have IP changing functionalities wherein which wherever you are, no one will know who you are. So Surfshark VPN can clean all that nasty stuff that is going to try and harm your device, and it doesn't matter which device it is. Whether it's Windows, whether it's Macintosh or Linux, whether it's on your desktop, laptop, phone, iPad, you name it, Surfshark VPN has you covered on all your devices, and it's available in so many different countries across the entire world. And one of the things I do absolutely hate is region gating, and I love how Surfshark VPN can circumnavigate region gating with the region change feature. So there are certain shows, animes, movies that I want to check out that, let's say, normally I can't on Netflix, on Hulu, you name it. Well, I can easily change my region, and then voila, I can gain access to that material, to those shows that normally I couldn't gain access to. So if you like what you hear, and you absolutely should, scan this QR code right here, don't be shy, or you can go in the box below to the website surfshark.com/KOL and get 4 extra months off of your purchase of Surfshark VPN. And for this holiday season, there's a Black Friday deal going on right now, so you better grab it while you can. So, lads and ladies, on that note, let us get back to the video content at hand. Now, let's talk about the 5 key things for Usopp and why Usopp is going to be absolutely insane this arc. Though, to be fair, off the gate, his fit right now, why are his pants so big, bro?
Oh, hell no, man.
Nah, bro. His bottoms are way too big, but I do like the beard. The fake beard is pretty funny, but the fit does need some work. Oda's a memer, but I have confidence that at some point in the future, this man is gonna have a nasty fit. And what should be absolutely undeniably nasty is his understanding of Haki. Now, we have seen Usopp do what in Dressrosa? Utilize observation Haki, but it has not appeared in a long time in the story. Now, there is this one scene in chapter 978 where before the ships dock on Onigashima, Usopp does notice some guards and no one else noticed these guards, and he puts them to sleep. So this could have been a sign of Usopp momentarily activating that observation goodness. However, when we see Usopp use it for the first time, what happens? He's able to see the auras of Sugar, Law, and Luffy through the walls. So this might be a moment, I'll admit it, this could be a moment of him actually sensing the guards, fair enough. But at the same time, he's not seeing through the walls. He's not seeing the auras. Like, for example, when Fujitora, at the end of Dressrosa, he could feel the happiness and the joy from the aura of the folks around them when they were yelling these mean things at the Straw Hats when they were leaving. Bro, Usopp can see through walls and see outlines of people. And considering the scale of Elbaf and the jewel tree atom, if there are things going on inside that jewel tree, someone like Usopp, who has potential Superman X-ray vision, he's got to be able to utilize that. Now, will it, let's say, happen via some training? Knowing Usopp, probably not. Probably some more Haki blooming, like in the same vein as Zoro utilizing Conquerors Haki infusion for the first time in Wano Country. There's gonna be a Haki blooming moment probably for Usopp, and then somehow, some way, he's gonna be forced into a moment where he can actually see the auras, and then someone else is going to notice that and say, hold on, you have some damn good observation Haki, sir. And Usopp, I'm Haki, oh my god! And we Usopp fanboys and fangirls, oh my god, yay! Yatta! Usopp finally made progress and strides in Haki. And the max level, woo, here we go. Here comes number 2. The max level for Usopp's Haki in Elbaf, I think, honest to God, I think it's very possible. Very possible, baby, is Usopp awakening Conquerors Haki. Now, some folks might have a problem with that. I don't give a damn. I do not give a damn. Ichiro Oda, baby, make it happen. Yeah, I'm all for it. And the reason why is simple, because Usopp, we all know, a lot of his lies come true. And Usopp had a particular lie in Wano Country in chapter 1024, where he told all these gifters and all these randos, it's not your fault. You just don't have the willpower to stay conscious in my overwhelming presence. I'm the man who eliminated 2 of the Tobi Roppo. They called me Usohachi, the sibling hunter. Now, of course, it was the Conquerors Haki of Big Mom, undeniably. Now, obviously, nothing he has done yet indicates that he would ever get Conquerors Haki. And I mean mostly the overt things that are in your face, like, hey, he accidentally did a pulse of Conquerors Haki over here and knocked out a few randos. No. However, it's still relatively unclear as to how you achieve Conquerors Haki. Many factors can be involved in that process. Like, for example, Usopp originally is the vice captain of the Straw Hat Pirates. Now, a lot of folks don't like this.
We don't care.
But again, we Usopp fanboys and fangirls don't give a damn. This is preposterous. No, Frieza, it is not preposterous. Yo, peep game. Peep game. Chapter 42 of One Piece. While talking to Luffy, okay, you can be captain for now, but if you ever show cowardice, I'll take over in a heartbeat. Luffy, fine with me. Another translation of that, if you don't trust the Viz one, says this. All right, I guess I can settle for that for the time being. But if you ever chicken out from your duties, I'll take charge as the ship's captain. All right, fine, responds Luffy. Technically speaking, the person who has the right of way, the go-ahead, to be the vice captain of the Straw Hat Pirates is Captain Usopp. And in the first concept artworks of the One Piece story, a lot of folks know about this already, the sharpshooter Usopp was going to be the vice captain of the Straw Hat Pirates. So when it comes to notoriety and fame and so on, it is true that Usopp is lacking compared to a lot of characters in the Straw Hat crew right now. But in terms of the narratives, you can argue that Oda had established a long time ago. It is very possible that just based on him being the vice captain of the Straw Hat crew, that and that alone could be enough to give him Conquerors Haki. We don't really know how you have Conquerors Haki. Is it inherited, or can you actually, let's say, awaken it through doing various things within the world itself? So for example, if someone isn't born with Conquerors Haki, but let's say they could awaken it in the future because they're standing in the world, they have the right ambitions, they show great leadership on a regular basis, and so on and so forth, maybe you can't actually achieve Conquerors Haki, and let's say you're not necessarily born with it. Some translations say you are born with it, others say you don't. It's not clear. Recall what Rayleigh said when he first showed off Conquerors Haki in chapter 597. Most people who've made a name for themselves in this world possess this power. Though you can control the color of the Supreme King, you can't train it to be stronger directly. It's the embodiment of the spirit of the user. The only way to make it stronger is for the user to grow stronger. So if you have famous people across the world that tend to have this power, then Usopp could be among those ilk, and this ties into key number 3 for Usopp. Usopp has one particular lie that he said way back when in Syrup Village, one of his first lies, where he talked about what? 8,000 followers. Usopp would have an army of 8,000 people at his beck and call. This may not mean like much. And honestly, to be fair, maybe it's already happened in a roundabout way. And the reason why is this: the Grand Fleet. Even though they are the Stride Grand Fleet, who was the one that got the Grand Fleet going? Who was the one that got the praise and admiration, all the fanboys salivating over him to the point where he actually got a 5-star bounty in Dressrosa, even higher than Luffy? It was Usopp. It was God Usopp. Usopp was the one that got things started, and the Grand Fleet is a byproduct of his success. Luffy, yeah, him too, but it's more like 70-30, 70 in favor of Usopp. I mean, it was literally Hiruden holding up Usopp, and all these guys, oh my, he's my boy, because he saved these dudes from the brink of being annihilated from existence because of Sugar's ability. Who they were, what they had done, all these things are being erased from the history books because of her power. But God Usopp freaked her out. She passed out. And the fanboys started rolling on in mass. And a lot of these guys are much, much stronger than the average cat in One Piece. So 8,000 followers for Usopp isn't enough. He has to have 8,000 nutty followers. He's gotta have 8,000 just straight up demons. No matter what military force you are, no matter what nation you are, you gotta be quaking in your boots. It's him! It's Captain Usopp! Yeah! And listen, if the Grand Fleet ain't enough, you have to recall who hoisted up Usopp in the first place. Hiruden. That's a giant. Bori, Brogy, Oimo, Kashim, Hiruden. A lot of giants are already big fans of Captain Usopp. Most def. There's a good chance that if, let's say, the Grand Fleet is a portion of the 8,000 followers that he got, the rest of that portion can be filled where? The rest of that portion can be filled on Elbaf, the strongest nation in the world. We already saw how damn good they were against a super buster call on Agate Island. These boys were stunting on the regular. They were nixing battleship after battleship, so a regular buster call would have lost to Dorian Brogy and his boys. Absolutely. And then imagine you multiply like Yu-Gi-Oh! Karibo, multiply. You multiply the numbers by 30. You have a few hundred giants. You're looking disgusting. You got a few thousand. Yeah, man, it's gonna be a beautiful thing. Absolutely. And of course, obviously, he'll get it through lies and through trickery and through schemes and so on. Even though we've seen for the first time Loki may actually be like a genuinely good dude, but he's just Loki in name and name alone. But the real Loki, the real trickster, the real deviant, that's Usopp's bread and butter. Oh yeah, that's Usopp's soul, his meat. That's what drives Usopp's blood. The lies, the trickery, the schemes, the machinations, all that good stuff. So what Loki may not be, Usopp absolutely positively could be. Key number 4 ties to this too. Remember what Usopp said in chapter 222 when he was talking to Chopper right before they went to Jaya. He told Chopper, but you know what? Hey, listen, those giant shadows you saw just a few minutes ago, we could be in those things. Chopper, what? Yeah, we could be in those things. And then he says this, sure, I brought down 10 of them by myself once. 10 of them. So the giant shadows that were made from Skypiea, that were over the Strat crew and the merry-go and so on, those giant shadows, the 5 of those, could be more representative of things to come in Elbaf, where Usopp could go genuinely giant hunting, or he is perceived to be going giant hunting. So he takes big names like Hear me out. What if Luffy and Loki get into a fight? Loki is defeated by Luffy. Even though he's got a lot of glaze for sure, Luffy is still Luffy is still the truth. However, what if Luffy's not there? What if Luffy is somewhere else? And then somehow, some way, it's Usopp who is standing above a defeated Loki. What all of the giants had to do cumulatively, they had to fight together to take down Loki. Usopp himself does that. He's perceived to do that by himself, and the giants start to rally. Oh, the giants start to rally heavy under the name of Captain God Soge King Giant Slayer Usopp. Yeah, it's gonna be nuts, man. Oh, we're here for it. And remember how he called himself the sibling hunter when he faked his Conquerors Haki incident? Well, it would be kind of nuts if Usopp was actually involved in a fight against Loki, who is the sibling of his ally Hiruden, and in that process, somehow he does awaken, or we do see little glimpses of Conquerors Haki from Usopp. Now that right there is Oda 40 chess. But at the end of the day, what should happen no matter what is key number 5. At the bare minimum, a huge part of that key. Maybe not completing it, but it's gotta be at least halfway full, 3/4 full. That's his dream. It's Usopp's dream of being a brave warrior of the sea. There are other things I've seen before online and other takes about what could be happening with Usopp in Elbaf. For example, obviously, Usopp and the hammer, Mjolnir, that's gotta happen in some way, with no doubt about it. Of course, something like him interacting with a giant princess in a meaningful way, whether it's gonna be Freya or not. Maybe it's Gerd, maybe she actually is a giant princess, who knows? But just like you had Sanji and Pudding and Hiri and Zoro, Usopp and that giant princess probably gonna be happening. Kaya's gonna be fine. Don't worry about it for all the Kaya fanboys out there. But despite all the other options that are available for Usopp and his gains in Elbaf, I think this should be the quintessential, most important one. Meaningful strides towards his dream. He got those muscles, those gains after the time skip, and he was still freaking out. Being a brave warrior of the sea, what does that really mean? Is it more like he has to be a hardcore, stoic, Kenshiro, Fist of the North Star sort of dude? Or has Usopp in some ways already achieved his dream? Someone that came from a lowly town in Syrup Village. Someone that is perceived to be the weakest of the weak trio. The weakest Straw Hat crew member. That technically is Usopp on paper. And yet, someone like him has gone through so much over the course of his journey. From Arlong Park to Alabasta, from Enies Lobby to Shabondi Archipelago, man. And then coming back hella studly, the Dressrosa shenanigans, the moments on Zoe, his role or lack thereof, honestly, on Wano Country. But he's gone through so much, been a part of so much, and here he is on Elbaf. Doesn't it take someone courageous, someone truly brave, to keep on pushing forward, taking steps back? But progress, like Obama says, progress is not gonna be a straight line. Still moving forward despite the setbacks. Usopp has done it. Usopp has made it to this point. And when Usopp, I think, starts to realize what he's achieved in life, embodying the utmost of his failures and successes that led him to this point today, and where he will be going in the future, that I think is when we start to really get the dream of Usopp, the brave warrior of the sea, who could have a bounty in the billions, baby. All right, but that is my stance on Usopp for Elbaf. I'm looking forward to this, man. It's gonna be a great time, no doubt about that. And if you agree, give your boy a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, click on that bell to join the notification squad, and of course, give me your thoughts, comments, and concerns in the comment section about Usopp. I'm gonna catch you guys and gals on the flip side.
See you. Bye-bye.